There are moments when the architecture of your reality begins to liquefy. The self you have meticulously constructed becomes a stranger in the mirror, looking back with an unnervingly foreign gaze. This is the quiet vertigo of the soul, the sensation that the very laws of your world are being rewritten without your consent. It may arrive as a weariness that sleep cannot cure, a cascade of emotional storms that defy logic, or a series of phantom sensations for which medicine has no name. To survey the landscape of your life and feel a profound disconnect from its creation is an unnerving exile. It breeds the one question that echoes in the silent chambers of the mind. Am I breaking, or am I breaking free? Let us be clear. This is no descent into madness, this is the initiation. Within the esoteric traditions, such phenomena are not glitches in the system, they are features of an awakening. They are the unmistakable tremors that signal your consciousness is breaching its former confines, preparing to cross the threshold into a new dimension of being. This exploration will dissect 9 of these esoteric signals. The purpose is not to comfort, but to illuminate a new, perhaps dangerous framework of understanding. Here, we view these events not as a breakdown, but as a breakthrough. By the end of this video, you may relate to these signs and realize your very being is stepping into a whole new spiritual dimension. The first omen is an exhaustion so absolute it feels gravitational. This is not the weariness of labor, but the metaphysical drain of having your energetic blueprint fundamentally rewritten. You can sleep for 10 hours and awaken feeling as though you've just wrestled an angel. Accompanying this is a cognitive fog, a mist that smothers the sharp edges of the intellect. Words become phantoms, intentions dissolve, and focus shatters like glass. The mind, once a reliable blade, feels pitted and dull, a frustrating betrayal by your own consciousness. From a spiritual vantage, this is not a system failure. It is the staggering energy cost of a cosmic upgrade. Your entire being is being recalibrated to process a higher, more volatile frequency of reality. This process commandeers every available resource, diverting power from mundane operations to fuel this immense inner alchemy. Your body is learning to metabolize light, and it is an exhausting business. This state demands a radical departure from the cult of pushing through. To fight this fatigue is to wage war against your own evolution. This is a directive from the soul to cease activity, to go quiet, and to allow the foundational work to complete itself. The second sign is navigating emotional typhoons, often paired with a primal, non-negotiable demand for radical change. One moment brings a flood of oceanic love for all creation. The next plunges you into a causeless abyss of sorrow or rage. The shifts are baffling precisely because they have no external trigger. An outwardly stable life can mask an inner world in revolt. This is the great psychic purge. As your awareness expands, the dense, heavy emotional energies buried in the psyche, old traumas, ancestral grief, deep-seated terrors, are violently dredged to the surface. They can no longer be contained. This is the messy, agonizing work of scouring the soul to make room for what is coming. Simultaneously, a ferocious impulse for reinvention ignites. A career that was once a source of pride now feels like a gilded cage. Relationships built on old compromises suddenly feel suffocating. You are seized by an overwhelming, seemingly irrational urge to detonate your life and start again from the ashes, with no logical map for what comes next. This is the soul's voice, amplified to a scream. It signals that your inner and outer worlds are critically misaligned. The life you built was for the person you were, not the person you are becoming. The dissonance is a guidance system, revealing that you have outgrown the past. It's a sign that you are ready to construct a life that is an authentic reflection of your true, emergent self. The third sign manifests in the flesh, a portfolio of bizarre and inexplicable physical phenomena. They are rarely painful, but they are always distinct and unsettling. Many report a subtle, persistent buzzing, a feeling of inner vibration as if a low-voltage current has been switched on within their very cells. Other common reports include a tingling or a focused pressure at the crown of the head, or a strange pulsing between the eyebrows. Some experience sudden involuntary shivers or chills when the room is warm, or fleeting heart palpitations that feel like a secret Morse code. In esoteric circles, these are the telltale symptoms of an energetic quickening. The spiritual interpretation is uncompromising. These are the direct, physical signatures of the body adapting to hold a higher frequency consciousness. The buzzing is your personal energy field literally retuning itself. The sensations in the head signal the activation of dormant energetic gateways, portals to radical insight. The heart flutters are the heart's architecture expanding, preparing it for the capacity to wield a more profound quality of love. These are the growing pains of deification. The fourth sign is a startling amplification of the physical senses, coupled with an almost painful sensitivity to your environment. The sensory apparatus is breaking its factory settings. Hearing may sharpen to the point of perceiving faint, high-pitched frequencies. Others miss, while the mundane hum of a refrigerator becomes a sonic assault. Vision shifts, colors appear luminous, hypersaturated. You might glimpse sparkles of light in your periphery or perceive a shimmering, living aura around plants and animals. Smell and taste become so refined that processed foods, alcohol or caffeine suddenly register as poisons, triggering a system-wide rejection. Instead, a powerful craving for clean, vibrant, living foods emerges. The most profound change, however, is a heightened sensitivity to energy itself. Crowded places become a psychic onslaught, overwhelming the system with a cacophony of emotional data. You become a human barometer, entering a room and instantly knowing its emotional climate. You feel the psychic states of others as if they were your own, an exhausting gift until you learn to master it. This is the price of tuning into a wider, more complex bandwidth of existence. You are no longer just seeing the world. You are perceiving its source code. Now we enter the nocturnal theater, where your relationship with sleep is radically redefined. You might find yourself dragged into profound depths of slumber far beyond your norm. Conversely, you could be thrown into bouts of jarring insomnia, lying awake for hours, your mind blazing with a strange, cool lucidity. A signature experience is awakening without fail between the hours of 2 and 4 a.m. In mystical traditions, this is the witching hour, a time when the veil between worlds is at its most permeable. You are being awakened for a divine appointment, a mandatory download of spiritual data, free from the ego's daily static. Alongside this, your dreams become hyper-realistic, epic in scope, and drenched in archetypal symbolism. These are not the mundane replays of daily anxieties. They feel more real than waking life. You may have lucid dreams where you are the conscious architect of the dreamscape, or clearing dreams that function as psychic exorcisms. Others feel like lessons in a celestial academy, imparting guidance or revealing solutions to intractable problems. The dream state has become a training ground, a laboratory for the soul to experiment with new realities. We have reached the midpoint. If these signs, the godlike fatigue, the emotional alchemy, the phantom sensations, the hyper-real dreams, are mapping your current reality, you have likely recognized the profound isolation of this path. It feels as though the floor of your universe has fallen away, and no one in your world speaks the language of your experience. Let this be your reassurance. What you are experiencing is not a dissolution into chaos, it is a controlled demolition. It is the violent, beautiful, and necessary shedding of a false self to allow a more authentic, formidable consciousness to emerge. You are not alone in this passage. Individuals across the globe are navigating this very same razor's edge. If this cartography of the soul provides clarity, subscribe and join a council of fellow architects of the new reality. We are here to compare notes. Now, back to the signs. The sixth sign is the awakening of your inner oracle. This is not a mere gut feeling. It is a fundamental rewiring of your navigational system. A quiet, calm, and unshakable certainty begins to emerge, an inner knowing that requires no external proof and scoffs at logical validation. It manifests in irrefutable ways. You think of someone from a decade past, and they call you a moment later. You feel a sudden, illogical command to turn left instead of right, only to later learn of a catastrophe you narrowly avoided. You develop a clear, somatic yes or no in response to any question, and you learn that to defy this signal is to invite disaster. This represents a coup d'etat against the logical mind. You begin to recognize the intellect for what it is, a useful but profoundly limited tool that perceives only a sliver of reality. Intuition, you discover, is your direct line to the universe's operating system. In the lexicon of this new dimension, this faculty is an essential upgrade. As you ascend in consciousness, you are meant to rely less on external authority and more on this internal compass. Your intuition is that compass. Learning to wield it is the key to navigating your new territory with power and precision. This next sign is a blade. It is a deep, persistent, and painful awareness that you no longer belong to the world you inhabit. You have awakened as a tourist in your own life. It begins with your social circles. Conversations about trivialities and gossip become physically intolerable. You look at friends you've known for years and see a chasm, a difference in frequency so profound you might as well be different species. This breeds a unique and piercing loneliness. This feeling metastasizes, extending to the world at large. You begin to see through the grand illusions of society, the political theater, the consumerist hypnosis, the hollow pursuit of fame and fortune. You are an outsider observing a game you have no desire to play. You withdraw, seeking solitude not from depression, but from a desperate need for psychic silence. The quiet company of a tree feels more like kinship than a party. This is not a sign that you are broken. It is a sign you are no longer a vibrational match for a reality you have transcended. The alienation is your soul's navigation, guiding you away from where you no longer fit, so you can begin the search for where you truly belong. Prepare for the final examination. This is when old wounds, toxic habits, and relational dynamics you thought you had vanquished rise from their graves to challenge you one last time. It feels cruelly like a catastrophic regression. A conquered addiction may whisper your name. A healed wound may be viciously torn open. A person from your past may reappear, a ghost dragging the chains of a dynamic you swore you had outgrown. It is tempting to see this as proof that all your work was for nothing. This is a profound misreading of the situation. This is not a regression, it is a graduation test. As you prepare to stabilize in a new dimension of consciousness, anything incompatible with that frequency must be purged. Life presents these old patterns for a final showdown. Only this time, you are different. You possess more power, more wisdom, and more sight than before. The test is to see if you can face the demon, look it in the eye from your new height of power, and choose a different outcome. Can you meet the old rage with radical compassion? Can you set the ironclad boundary where you once capitulated? Can you finally integrate the lesson and dissolve the pattern for all time? Each pattern you successfully annihilate liberates a tremendous quantum of energy. If the ghosts of your past come knocking, it is a sign of your impending victory. Our final sign brings us back to the vessel. We speak of the enigmatic aches, pains, and physical quirks that emerge from the ether. This includes unexplained muscle soreness, particularly in the neck, shoulders, and back, as if you carry an invisible weight. You might feel dizzy, disassociated, or ungrounded, as if your spirit is hovering a few inches above your head. The digestive system may stage a full-scale rebellion, developing sudden intolerances to foods you've eaten for a lifetime. Your immune system may become erratic, one moment invincible, the next startlingly vulnerable. In the logic of spiritual transformation, these are the symptoms of the body's detoxification as it purges lifetimes of density. The aches are the sound of energetic chains snapping in your muscle tissue. The digestive revolt is the body rejecting low vibrational fuel. The immune fluctuations are the messy process of a system-wide reboot at the cellular level. This is the purification of the temple, preparing it to house a higher form of divinity. The hardware is groaning as it struggles to run the new cosmic software. There you have it, 9 esoteric signposts, from existential fatigue to the final exorcism of the past. These are the markers reported by cartographers of consciousness as they navigate the shift from one reality to another. If these descriptions resonate, may it serve as a stark and powerful validation. The process you are enduring is real, profound, and purposeful. It is not a gentle unfolding. It is a form of psychic alchemy, often forged in fire. You are not merely changing. You are being unmade and remade. You are shattering the chrysalis of who you were told you were to finally embrace the terrifying and beautiful truth of what you have always been. Trust these signs. They are dispatches from your own sovereign soul, guiding you toward an existence of shocking authenticity. Be ruthless in your self-care. Honor your emerging power. Trust your inner sight. This is your evolution. Master it. Consider which of these 9 signs are currently burning brightest on your path. To share that in the comments is to plant a flag for others who navigate this same territory. If this exploration has proven valuable, give it a like and subscribe for more transmissions. Thank you for your presence. The process is the purpose. You are precisely where you need